Welcome to 3D Print Pulse, your essential weekly update from the cutting edge of 3D printing and additive manufacturing. Every week, we bring you the most important news and developments. The episodes are crafted by All3DP's expert editors and voiced by text-to-speech so that we can go hunting for news again. Ready for the latest? Let's dive right in.
The landscape of 3D printing repositories just shifted dramatically. Thingiverse, one of the oldest and most iconic names in desktop 3D printing, has been acquired by MyMiniFactory. For 17 years, Thingiverse has been a go-to platform for uploading free printable files. While it started under MakerBot and later moved to Ultimaker, it garnered a reputation for being neglected and burdened by its technical debt. Now it is joining the London-based MyMiniFactory family, and the goal is to finally give it a clearer direction. Romain Kidd, the CEO of MyMiniFactory and now Thingiverse, says the plan is to transpose his company's successful playbook onto the massive Thingiverse audience. This means moving toward optional sustainable business models for creators, similar to how MyMiniFactory supports tabletop designers. One of the biggest changes is the philosophy. Thingiverse is joining MyMiniFactory's Soul-Crafted initiative, which takes a hardline stance against AI-generated content. Kidd was blunt about this, stating, "There is no sustainable future. If everybody's chasing the auto-generated content with less and less added value." The new leadership views AI spam as a rush to the bottom and intends to position Thingiverse as a home for human-made design. So what changes today? In the short term, nothing. The site stays up and the files stay put, but the new team is launching a town hall Q&A on February 17th to start defining the future with the community. After years of drifting, the sleeping giant of 3D printing might finally be waking up.
High-end 3D scanning is a tethered experience. You needed a laptop, a mess of cables, and a lot of patience. But Creality is looking to change that with their new Sermoon P1. Unlike their previous budget scanners, the P1 is a serious, standalone powerhouse designed to compete with premium devices like the RevoPoint Miraco or the Einstar Vega. It ditches the laptop entirely, relying on an onboard 8-core Qualcomm processor and 24 gigabytes of RAM to process scans right in your hand. Under the hood, it uses a hybrid light engine. For rapid surface capture, it blasts 22 laser crosslines. For fine details, it switches to 7 parallel lines. It even has a dedicated single-line mode to reach into deep holes and recesses, classic trouble spots for most scanners. Crucially, it also features a near-infrared structured light mode for scanning tricky surfaces, like dark plastics or shiny metals, without needing matte spray. The biggest upgrade for fieldwork? Dual hot-swappable batteries. You can swap power packs without shutting the device down, meaning you can scan longer. But this freedom comes at a price. The Sermoon P1 is now available for pre-order at $3,199. It is a steep jump from the budget Ferret line, but for professionals who need to scan on the go, cutting the cord might just be worth it.
If you own a 3D printer, there is a good chance you have already printed an articulated animal. Whether it's a Flexi Rex or a wriggling dragon, these print-in-place toys are the killer app of toy 3D printing. With companies like US-based ZB Designs selling millions of its Wigglets via retailers like Target and Amazon, they may become the next toy craze. But while printing them is easy, designing them is complicated. You'll need advanced CAD skills. Besides defining an interesting shape, you have to calculate the precise clearance between the links. If you are off by a fraction of a millimeter, the joints fuse together and your flexible dragon becomes a solid plastic brick. A new web-based app on MakerWorld, titled Cute Flexi Maker, could let that technological barrier crumble. Designers Valeria Momo and Mattia aren't just offering 3D files, they're offering full-blown parametric engine that runs right in your browser. Think of it like a character creator in a video game. You start with a base body that is pre-optimized for movement. Then, you simply drag and drop modules. Want pointy cat ears? Click them on. Want to add magnets to pop them on your fridge? Just select it from the menu. Want to add text? Sure, you can do that. You can also adjust the length of the body to make a Dachshund-style creature. The software handles the heavy lifting. It automatically generates the hinges with perfect tolerances, ensuring that the model prints cleanly without any support structures. For Bambu Lab users, it gets even better, as the app includes built-in multicolor support. You can assign different colors to the eyes, paws, and ears directly in the interface before you even slice the file. The cute Flexi Maker is now fully funded and will launch in the near future.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Are you an engineer or designer looking for high-precision CNC parts? Tired of waiting for manual quotes? Stop waiting. Craftcloud is your solution for instant on-demand CNC machining. Upload your CAD file, select from a wide range of materials, and instantly compare real-time quotes worldwide. Get the best price on precision parts, from rapid prototypes to mass production. We offer 3-axis and 5-axis milling, turning, and more. No minimum orders, just transparent pricing, fast delivery, and expert service. Craftcloud. We turn your CNC ideas into reality.
Bambu Lab has officially ceased production of the P1P. As of this week, the printer has been removed from the company's store. However, they have released a concrete end-of-life roadmap to ensure your machine stays running for the next half-decade. Here are the critical dates. First, your printer will receive full firmware updates, including new features and bug fixes, until mid-November 2027. Second, from 2027 to November 2029, the P1P enters maintenance mode, receiving only critical security patches. Finally, Bambu Lab has guaranteed the supply of spare parts all the way through February 2031. Because the P1P shares roughly 90% of its components with the enclosed P1S, parts should remain plentiful, though the company advises stocking up on any P1P-specific items now. With the logistics out of the way, it is worth looking back at what this machine actually did. When the P1P launched, it was a shock to the system. It took the blazing speed and vibration compensation of the premium X1 Carbon and stripped away the LiDAR, the glass, and the high price tag. It was the naked speed demon, a customizable workhorse that forced every other manufacturer to scramble. But in 2026, the P1P found itself in an awkward middle ground. Squeezed between the affordable A1 series and the enclosed P1S, which offered better thermal stability for just a few dollars more, the open frame design simply ran out of room. The P1P may be gone from the catalog, but it will be remembered as the machine that made high-speed printing accessible and affordable.
Let's round off this week's podcast with news bulletins. The International Standards Organization, ASTM, is launching an initiative to bring order to the rapidly expanding use of artificial intelligence in manufacturing. On March 4th and 5th, the body will host a summit in Pennsylvania to decide on forming a new committee dedicated to taming AI on the factory floor. A specialized 4-person team at Robins Air Force Base in Georgia is using 3D printing to keep aging aircraft like the C-130 Hercules and B-52 Stratofortress mission ready. The team focuses on manufacturing flight-critical metal components that original suppliers no longer produce. By combining 3D scanning, reverse engineering, and metal additive manufacturing, the lab can bypass months-long procurement cycles and produce obsolete parts in-house. Filament and software maker Cookiecad has released a new Doodle mode for its browser-based CAD design tool, allowing users to create 3D models by simply drawing them by hand. The tool lets users stack hand-drawn 2D layers to build up a 3D object, accessible from phones, tablets, or desktops without powerful hardware.
That's it from the weekly roundup from the world of 3D printing. As usual, you can find all the links in the show notes. Thank you to our sponsor Craftcloud, and remember, you can always find more in-depth articles, reviews and guides at all3dp.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a rating or review. It really helps us to bring these updates to even more 3D printing enthusiasts like you. Join us next week for another rapid-fire update. Until then, happy printing!